Hi again, everybody. And we are going to get our first 3-player game on the docket here. 3-player Germany with Aqua, Red, and Blue. So there's one. So the middle of the map is crazy cheap, and the rest is fairly expensive. I'll put the 4 up for 8. So the way this should work is I think we should get 2 players fighting in the cheap part of the map. That's what I would go for here. So I plan on building somewhere in that red-blue mix. I think that's where the first 2 players should go, and then last player would go for the safety of Aqua. I think that's the plan. Well, you have to put the 3 up for bid next, for sure. 8's a solid value for the 4, I gotta say. Very pleased with that. All the cheap coal, though. All that cheap coal. Really? Really? Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so Holt just crushed this auction then. Holt's going to get 3 at list price, which should never happen on Germany. Building early is just so strong on this map in particular. That's why I was willing to pay what I did for the 8. I cannot believe teokop didn't put the 3 up for bid. Cannot believe it. Interesting that Holt goes for that. I think my build here is Essen. I'm just going to single build. And I expect teokop to build 2 around me in the cheap area. But yeah, really 2 players should be fighting here. In the area where I built. Yep. Munster. Correct. Absolutely, I think that is definitely the correct build for teokop in this situation. You don't want to give Holt too much open land. So I get middle spot in the turn order, which makes me happy. 39 goes under. In comes 21, which is a big deal. Like, we could conceivably, well, no, 21 is not going to happen this turn, but could very easily come on next turn. teokop buys the 8. Ooh, I don't think I like that. Well, I don't know. It's probably okay in their spot. 9 might be better. I'll go for 10. I'll put an extra bid for 12 on this. Okay. Make Holt pay that way because Holt doesn't have coal right now. They can't get a coal plant if they don't get this, so coal will be really cheap for me. I'll actually pay 14. Ooh, making Holt pay 15. Okay, there we go. Here, the question is 13 or the 9, and I think the answer still has to be 13. Yeah? Because I'm not going to get bottom in the turn order with the 9. That's for sure. So... I mean, the market's going to be bad next turn, which tells me 13 should be the way to go. Yeah, it still has to be 13. I made Holt pay extra for the 10 plants, so I'm okay with that. I guess that maybe kind of makes up for his getting 3 at cost at least a little bit. 23 came out too, so 17 and 23. Oof. Next, so the market's going to stall next turn. I expect nobody to buy a plant. teokop at the bottom might buy the 9 next turn, maybe. And Holt should build Osnabrück, I expect. Yep. Exactly. Dusseldorf is clearly my next build. The question is, do I go up to 3? Since I'll already be at the top of the turn order. And I think the answer to that is yes. I'll go Köln. That gives me the most connections into the... I'm getting connections into the rest of blue this way. So... $31 goes under, 28 comes on. And yeah, I think teokop might buy 9 here. Possibly. Well, no, because they still have an oil plant they can use to power another city. They don't need the 9. And 12 comes on. Okay. This is favoring the 13 more and more, I think. The market's stalling this long. Like, yeah, 10 is better turn order in the short term, and thus we'll get cheaper coal, but 13 is going to have a lot more long-term use than the 10. And Holt's not even buying resources, which is very good news for me, because I get to buy my extra coal for not too expensive. The 12 came on. And 28 will go under. Ooh, that's a weak plant to go under the deck for step 3, for sure. And I don't have a need to build right now, so... I am pleasantly surprised that Holt didn't buy extra coal, though. I think they absolutely should have if they weren't going to build. Oh, same thing again here. If teokop doesn't build next turn, I think I will build into Aachen, just so I can get my my 4th city cheap. Actually, no, wait. I wouldn't need Aachen because in my situation... And there's 22. Okay. Alright, so 21's in the market as of right now, and then there's another... there's another solid... there's solid consolation prize for whoever misses out on 21 there with 22. '21, I imagine, should be going for like somewhere around 40, I think. Because I'm not going to build again this turn. I think that's the right play. teokop's in the worst, is definitely in the worst shape right now because they have the worst plants by far. And now I don't really have a reason to store extra here. Because actually, I lose money if I buy the 2 $6 coal and run my 4 plant. And now Holt builds. I'm actually not going to build because I could get the twins next turn to try to go for 5 cities. I think that'll be my plan here. Or do I want to build, since I'm going to be top anyway and should get a plant to make use of my cities? Yeah, I think I build this way. I am not going to overbuild, though. So I won the battle. I won the battle of the cheap cities in the blue-red area, at least. So that part is good news for me. Plus, I have access to all more blue for step 2, which is good news. And it's the 20 coming on. So there's a decent chance that everybody gets some kind of good plant this turn. 20, 21, and 22. I feel on Germany is just not that great of a plant. Oh, I'm definitely bidding more on 21. Alright, I'll take my cheap 22 here. Because, yeah, coal's already gotten expensive, and it's not going to get any cheaper with 21 in the game. That's the issue here for the 20. So once again, I'm just going to stick with my cheap efficiency strat here. I think that's the move. So yeah, 29, 34, 36 came on. And no reason for me to... Actually, no, wait. I can burn coal this turn. Because I think it's a neutral play in terms of me making money. Because powering 3 versus 4... is an extra $10 for me, so that's exactly how much I paid for the coal. So it's a break-even play money-wise for me. And it hurts Holt, who I think Holt's right now probably in the best position. They have the most open cities and the 20 plant, and they're firing a lot. I just want to keep the pressure on coal for my opponents here. Let me check. 36 went under. Okay. 36 went under 29 and 30, so 30 came on. The question is, there are a decent number of bad plants that could still come. I'm almost tempted to buy 23 here. Almost tempted to. I'm almost tempted. I think I passed, though. Let's see if teokop buys 23. And 11 comes after, so I would have definitely won out if I bought 23. Oh well. This means teokop's probably going to break into the southern part of blue here. And at least Holt doesn't have extra coal stored, so we can punish the 20 here. 20 may seem to have gone really, really cheap compared to 21. The difference is coal's really expensive and oil is quite cheap. And 21 uses less resources than the 20. Alright. 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 I have to build to move the market here, so that's what I'm going to do. So that gets the 9 off the market. I mean, if I have to buy 27, I'll actually be okay with that, because, again, this is going to set me up for the psteinx strategy on Germany, just like the all-green plans. And at least I did make teokop pay a lot for the 21. $38 comes, and 38 will be the plant to go under this turn. And there's 46. Guaranteed to go under the deck at some point here. If they give me 27 at cost, I can live with it. There's a chance of a bad drop here, too. Hey, well. Okay. Sure. 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 18 will be a good plant for Holt, though. I expect them to take it here for sure. Because they will easily be able to build up to 7 on this turn. And there's the market stall again. 14 this time. So we're definitely churning through the bad plants at this point. And this means that 46 shall go under the deck this turn. This step 3 market has not been that great thus far. 36 will be pretty rough with the pressure on coal right now. $38 looks like it's going to be great, though. 38, 39, 46, those are all very good plants. And obviously I can't buy any resources at all because I have nothing but green plants. So I think my plan now might be to just... Because I want to get myself into striking distance for Aqua here. Jump ahead of teokop on that one. Also interesting that teokop does not build to 7, not getting full value from the nuclear plant. 46 goes under, and now 26. So this is going to be a big fight. This will definitely be a plant that I will vie for on the next turn, should it stay on. Teokop buys the 12, which makes sense because of how cheap oil is. So they can attack both coal and oil, which I think is their play here. Like, teokop should at least be buying the $4 coal here. Buy the $2 oil and the $4 coal. Yeah, okay. That's a reasonable buy there. Keep the pressure on the 20. All right, 11, 14, 17, 29, 42. And I like that teokop is... Oh, wow. Teokop builds... Oh, builds over me, actually. Builds the 11 out of the game by getting 11 cities. But the 16 comes on, so... That's one of the few remaining major duds. And it also means I'm not even first in the auction, which is good news for me. Holt has no reason to build more than 8 at this point, I think. My thinking here is I just build Bremen. Well, let's see how many... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Holt's not going... I don't think Holt's going to build above me. Correct. So in this case, then, I take Bremen. Because that will not affect my place in the turn order. Here we go, folks. I am gonna fight for this, baby. Let me think about this. 29, 33, 4, 37. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If 15 or 19 comes, those aren't getting bought. If 24 comes, it'll be bought. 25 and then 29 will be bought. So there's only 2 possible plants left. So there's one more plant after this and then the step 3 card. I will click on this though, because there's only one possible plant left that's a 5 capacity. This is bad. Holt's gonna get 30. Okay, Holt just wins the game now. That was a very bad buy for teokop, I think. 29 was a bad buy. And that's going to give Holt the game here. Because of how much I paid for the 25. My paying for the 25, I mean the 26. The reason I paid for that much for it was because I did not think teokop would buy a second 4 plant. 4-4 is not a good place to be in 3 and 4 player, because that means that you're going to have to replace one of those 4 plants. If you have just one plant that powers 4, you can go for like 6-7 and build to 17, which ends the game. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit tight at that. My valuing of 25 was based entirely on the fact that I did not think a 4 plant would be bought if I were to win it. I thought that would just end, like maybe Holt would buy a 4, maybe, but teokop, a 4 does not help teokop really, because like yeah, you make more money this turn, but the problem is it's a plant. I mean, there's a plant you have to. It's not a plant that gets you closer to ending the game, is the issue. The only question now is whether I finish ahead of teokop. Like, 26 is going to make a lot of money, which is why I was willing to pay for it. It puts me in a better position in terms of ending the game in the future. Like, having 26 will give me a chance to reach 18 cities, though I don't know if that's going to be a thing, and probably not a thing now with, given, you know, Holt's situation. Dropping the 30 for Holt was really, really bad. Like, if you track the plants, you knew that the step 3 card was going to come next after 29, which meant that 30 would come onto the market for the last player. So this is just done. Yeah. And I'm just not going to build now. Like, I have to stay bottom. I have to play the turn order game here. But, I mean, Holt has 6-5 for his top 2 plants. That's a problem. That's a major problem. I mean, it's also a credit to Holt for staying at the bottom of the turn order. Like, playing the turn order game is what won it for him here. Being able to get that 30 drop on that turn. Alright. Well, 39 is pretty sexy for me. I'll put in some bids on this. I missed something in my, oh yeah, 40. No, 40's not in the game. 40's not in the game. Check and see what plants are left. Oh, 28 came. Okay, 28 came. So this is correct with 6. Okay. 31, 36, 38, 46, 42. So there's not really a lot of great money-making plants left. 50's not in the game. So I will pay for 39 here. And then see what next turn brings. Like, if the other players give up 39 to me a little bit cheap, that would actually be really good. I'll keep bidding. Holt should be willing to pay well over 50 for this plant, because there's not many other good options. There's 31 and 36, where, you know, Cole would be at risk. 38 wouldn't be bad, except 30's already in the game. And here we go. What Holt could do here, actually, Holt could buy 36 and replace the 20. That's an option. That might actually... I think that's the way to go for Holt here. Holt should put 36 up for bid. teokop, because the thing is, teokop really needs 36. teokop needs capacity. So obviously you put 36 up for bid, but 36 is actually usable for Holt too here. Since Holt already has 3 coal stored, you can just replace the 20 with the 36. And teokop gets a jackpot there. 46 is pretty darn sexy. So Holt's the player we have to stop. I have to try to build into stuff that Holt's not in, but that's really hard at this point. In fact, there's almost nowhere left that I can build into. Almost nowhere left I can build into that would stop Holt. Unfortunately. The problem is this. I'd be set up pretty well here to go for 18, potentially. I need 38 to come. The problem is I cannot buy another plant and get to 17 next turn. So this is where I build. I have just enough to build to these build these 4 here, which gets me those cheap step 2 spots. Like there's nothing left I can do with building to hurt Holt here is the problem. I at least want to justify my jump here. Dortmund and Munster would be the next 2 cities for me. Yeah. So Teokop does not have a lot of money either. Even though I paid way more for plants than Teokop did overall. I paid big for the 26 and then the 39. I still feel like I can't help but feel like 26 was still the right buy there. Probably not though. Actually, in retrospect, no, I think it. Well, I'm not sure. Actually, 26 sets me up better for 18. But not buying a plant that turn would have set me up better to end the game at 17, a turn earlier. Well, I obviously passed in any of these plants. I'm just going for 38 here. Actually, let me do some math. I can do math more easily now. I build before Teokop, which is cool. I need to do math on city building here, because for me to get 3 more cities, these are the cheapest ones. 1, 2, 3. That leaves me with 65 compared to 1, 2, 63. Okay, so so my plan route is cheaper, yes. So let me do this. I need to buy a nuke plus plant plus resources and then get to 17. So it leaves me with 65. Yeah. I obviously pass here. I think in this situation, my best play is to pass on a plant. hope that Holt can't end it, although I'm sure he can. I can get to... let me think here. My problem is this. If I buy 42, Holt can probably buy a coal plant and just lock me out of the resources for it. This is my problem here. So 38 was the last plant remaining in the deck. That's the one that I needed. But I don't want to just play for 16. So Holt, like, if Holt can end the game this turn, Holt, they'll buy 28. 28 is the cheapest plant for them to end the game. Actually, no, wait. 33. 33 comes out to being $1 cheaper than 28. So 33 would be the buy if they just want to end the game now. Because all they need... Ooh, so they can't end the game. So they can't end the game. That's what that buy tells me, that they can't end the game. Which tells me I was correct to pass on a plant. Because now I can go to bottom in the turn order. This is interesting now because if Holt can't get to 17, teokop might end it. Or maybe Holt can actually build 18 even. That's probably the better answer here. Maybe they can build to 18. Wah, wah. I guess the game does end this turn one way or another. Yep, there we go. They get to 18. Yep, there's a 3-player Germany for you. So, I guess 26 was a mistake for me. Like, I was trying to do, like, the psteinx strategy of the all-green plants on Germany thing. But maybe you don't pay big for a plant like 26 if you're going to do that. Because, yeah, in retrospect, I ended up not buying a plant this turn. Like, I'd have been so much better off probably just waiting until step 3 and buying 3 plants then. Which still wouldn't have beaten Holt because nothing was going to beat the 30 drop at cost. Like, that was just the instant game winner right there. Please, teokop, don't get 2 4 plants, for the love of God. You kill yourself that way. That was kind of a frustrating end, but I'm still glad to put up a 3-player game on to the channel, so hope y'all enjoy that. Hopefully I stop being sick like I've been since I started recording these. Hopefully get better soon, and yeah, can maybe start playing a little better eventually, so see y'all later.